Welcome to another episode of About Idea of Podcast. Today we have a guest that she's a sports photographer. She is from Hungary. She's working right now with the Fehérvár Enthroners, and now she is one of the rising stars in the sports photography world in Europe. But before I give her the word, I need to do a proper introduction, like in a bad idea fashion. Okay, so get ready. Out of Fehérvár, Hungary, she is Petra Kutasi. Hi Petra, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
All good, all good. Really happy to have you on the podcast finally.
Same, same.
And as I said, like I feel like you are one of the rising stars in the sports photography world. But I think it's way better than saying it myself. I want to hear it from you. I want to know what's your actual project. What are you doing now? What's the thing that you're working on so far?
Okay, yeah. So right now I am in the ELF. As you told me that I'm working with Fehérvár Enthroners right now, and I mean it's been amazing with them. It's gonna be our third season with the guys, and it's just a really great experience. And I'm grateful for this opportunity from my team and from the league as well. And on the side, I have like small projects and freelancer stuff in the league, which are top secret for now. But yeah, I have things lined up because I'm really I mean I love this community so much, and I just wanted to do more, because the season lasts for like a few months, and it's just not enough. So yeah, that's what's going on right now on my side.
For you, what inspired you to become a sport photographer? Because it's not like something that you said like out of, I don't know, like out of elementary school, like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna be a sports photographer, or is it?
No, no, it's not the case. And actually, I was never the sporty kid. I was the creative one, and I always loved like creating stuff. But I mean, photography was always in my life, but on a very beginner level. And just like I don't know, I took pictures of my cat and flowers and things like that. But it wasn't anything that that was serious or at all. And yeah, so basically, I have this creative background. I don't know, I tried painting, drawing, stuff like that. And it just didn't really click with me. And I figured that, yeah, photography has been there for me always a bit, as I told you. And I figured that maybe I should do something with this and just see it as a hobby. And originally, I wanted to shoot concerts, but there came COVID, and I was just unable to do that. I bought my first camera and everything, but I just couldn't do anything. And when the world started to open up again, and there were outdoor events, and actually there was a team where I lived nearby, and I just went there with my stuff, just to test it around, like the gear itself, and I fell in love. Like that was the moment, the first one actually, that I realized that this is something else. I tried so many different creative hobbies, but never, they just didn't click with me, And knowing those failures made the difference to me to know that this is passion and I love this, and this is where it came from. And it was a hobby for, I think, 1 or 2 years. Then I
Uh-huh.
realized that I want to do something more out of this, and this is the thing I want to do for the rest of my life.
Okay, wow. Okay, okay. Because of that, I mean, that was about to be my following question. Like, when was the moment that you like do you realize that that's something that you want to do for life? But now we
Yeah.
know, so that's pretty special. But now, for you, who has been your biggest inspiration so
Ooh, that's
far?
a hard question because after my second season with the team I just told you about, I started to like dig deeper in the sports photography world and just like checked who is in this and who is doing it on a very high level. And I figured that in the ELF, I didn't know anything about the league back then, but I figured that there are really good photographers at Thunder, for example. Like their photographer is amazing, and he's been a huge inspiration for me all the way, and he helped me so much to like get to this point and find my voice, basically, or the perspective I'm using today. And well, I got inspired by the really big ones from the US. Like those guys are really amazing. So it's a mix of everything. I can't really put my finger on just one person. I feel like so many of these amazing professionals shaped me, and this is why I see the action or the event like I do today.
Okay, okay. And I mean, you mentioned that you started like a couple years ago, and so far, like, what has been the biggest challenge that you need to face on right now?
Ooh. uh, I mean, there were so many challenges and still are because this is how it is. It's really hard. It's basically a field dominated by guys, which is amazing. I mean, I love them. They were so respectful to me always, but it's still hard to get chances and opportunities. And I think the hardest thing is getting paid fairly. And I've been fighting against this so much, and I can say that I'm finally getting paid for the thing I do, and they see that it's not just like clicking around, and it's actually the thing I deliver is creating value for the franchise, and that's been a huge struggle to get to this point, to fight for this. That yeah, we are creative people, yeah, we have like cameras and stuff, but this is not just like clicking around. We put so much work into this, and it's not just me, it's the whole community. And I mean, I get to say the same about videographers, graphic designers, social media managers, like everybody who does this type of creative job. It's not just that, it's much more than that. And fighting for that alongside my fellow creatives was a huge struggle, but I mean, I loved it, and I think we made some change.
Okay, okay. Why do you think that women in sports need to go like they need to walk that path, like they need to suffer in order to achieve something? They why they're not being treated fairly? Why do you think about that?
In my experience, I always felt like they didn't take me seriously, because I'm just a girl. Like I'm really small. I'm really short and like physically small. And they were like, you can't carry that heavy equipment. And I mean, I can carry so much. uh, and like I got the feeling that if I was a male, certain questions didn't like wouldn't come up in conversations, and I feel like sometimes they judge women and think that, or gossip maybe, that this person got this opportunity because she slept around. And like this is crazy, and I don't agree with this, and I don't like that when someone is getting treated like this because she's a woman, and it plays a factor in her professionalism. Like that's none of your business what I do in my personal life. If you like
Yeah.
me as a creative and a professional, why does my gender matter? So this is what I see, and this is my experience. It's been less hectic, which I really love. And I feel like I kind of earned that respect, which is crazy because we shouldn't earn that respect because of we are women. Yeah, but it's been rough. Like the first 2 years were really rough.
Like that's really shitty. And sorry
Yeah,
for my French, as they said.
that's okay.
But it's really shitty that women in any type of profession they need to suffer this type of treatment. They cannot receive the same
Yeah.
amount of money that like other people receive, like men receive, right? So that's really shameful. And but the good thing and the good part out of this is that people like you and people who are inspired by you and people who inspire you are making a change, are making a difference, and that difference is going to pay off real soon,
Yeah, I really hope
right?
so. And I can see the change and I can feel it. Yeah, the struggle is that we have to do a bit more to earn that respect, which sucks. And actually, when I post about like female empowerment and women in sports, some guys still come after me and they call me out on this, like, that's not true, you're not right. And I'm always telling them that just step in my shoes or my like 5 years younger self's shoes, who was like catcalled and treated like a girl and not as a professional and didn't take me seriously. That sucked. Yeah, right now you can see that I had at some point some kind of disadvantages because I was fighting hard and I showed them that I can be professionally relevant. But at the end of the day, there are women who still suffer from this. And I'm speaking up for them too, because some of them just scared to do it. And I understand that. I was scared too. But someone has to do it to make change.
Okay. Speaking about scare, um, what's your biggest fear right now?
Ooh. I mean, that's a tough one because I had so many fears. Like, I don't know, I was scared of spiders, for example, but lately I'm trying to live more fearlessly. And I think like my biggest fear is dying, actually.
Okay, okay, okay. And you right now you mentioned a word which is really interesting. Live fearlessly.
Yeah.
How do you think you're doing it? How do you think you're achieving it?
Ooh, that's a great. I don't even know. I think it was just a mindset shift. And I think it comes from being around like the action on the field. It can be really dangerous. And I had my bad luck and I got injured a couple of times, like small concussions. Like it wasn't anything major, but it was still scary. And I had to realize that I can't be scared to do things because life is too short to live like that. And
Yeah.
if I get an opportunity, I just go for it. I don't care if I'm scared, I'm gonna go for it because if I don't, I'm gonna regret that.
Okay. Um, what's the picture for you? Which will be the last picture you want to take in your
Ooh.
career?
That's
If you can decide that moment, if you can visualize that moment, and you say, you know what,
okay.
like this is gonna be like the last one
Yeah.
for me.
Well, I hope I don't get there. I mean, I will, of course. I'm gonna get old and weak and everything. But to me, I think maybe a Super Bowl winning moment for a team. Like that would be amazing to document, like a Super Bowl celebration. Yeah, I would frame that.
Okay, okay. Do you remember any picture that shaped your vision as a photographer? Like any sports photography that you said like this one is like I want to achieve that.
hmm Usually, I saw pictures from the big league. That
Okay.
was from like a bird's point of view. Um, and I have never taken anything like that because it takes like a really special setup to go up there in the sky and just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
photograph a stadium in the NFL. And that's something that's always in the back of my head, that if I ever get the opportunity, I'm gonna take something like that or exactly like that. And I have a couple of these saved up, and it's for the unique perspective, and you can create something that's really minimalistic but still like dynamic and interesting. So pictures like that.
Okay, okay, perfect. For you, what do you think like makes a photographer unique?
I think it depends because some photographers are unique because of their editing style, and some photographers are unique because of their perspectives. I think people usually set me aside because of my perspective. I bring this documentary style that I'm trying to showcase raw emotions and the event as is. So I think those are the two groups where you can stand out. And if the photographer finds their voice, it's a done deal. I know it's hard. I was searching for mine for such a long time, and I had to realize that this perspective comes from my own ambition, that I really want to get to know these guys on a more personal level and understand their own motivations, mindsets, and everything, and just showcase them as people. Because, yeah, I know they are athletes, but we don't really see their personal sides that often. Maybe the big ones, yes, because, they give interviews and stuff like that, but like not everyone can get those chances. And I was thinking about, yeah, maybe that could be my voice or perspective. So I think thinking about the ambition that got that person into sports photography, that can really set them aside and help them find their perspective or voice.
Okay. Um, I mean, that's really good because you mentioned earlier that you never been an athlete.
Yeah.
So how do you manage to capture the emotions and like the perfect time to have the perfect timing to get that picture that can transmit like emotions? I mean, I remember some pictures of you of the championship game last year, and it was like just like like that perfect moment. But now knowing that you've never been an athlete, how you
No.
manage to say like, what, this is like kick.
Yeah, so one thing is I know the athletes. I know them, like
Okay.
many of them on a personal level. I know their mindset. I know how they navigate on the field because I watch tape as well. And I'm trying to understand what's going on, and I'm always observing everything so I can be like there in my mind, and I can capture that moment that's coming. And it's coming out of experience too, because I've been doing this for 5 years now, and I know where the emotion is gonna be or the action is gonna be. I mean, I don't know everything about football, but I understand the basic formations, and I have to be in like some kind of connection mentally with the quarterback. To me, that's really important to understand my quarterback because he drives the action, and basically he's gonna tell me where the action is gonna be. So I have to be there. It's just like experiencing these over the years that really helped me to understand and just predict where I should be or where should I point my camera at. And the key part is observing everything and always being there in mind. And basically, on a game day, there is no time off for me. I'm always in focus.
Yeah.
So it's exhausting, but I mean, if I get the pictures I want, it's amazing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I can imagine it's pretty exhausting. I mean, not only
Yeah.
taking the pictures during the game, like, but afterwards, like editing and get
Yeah.
everything the way you want it. Yeah. I can imagine. Um, Petra, do you face any moments in your career? I mean, it's still an ongoing career because it's only 5 years. But do you
Yeah.
face any moment when you doubt about yourself?
Yeah. So many
Okay.
times. Sometimes I really feel like I'm not good enough for this. And sometimes I get this feeling like, do I deserve this? Because it's been such a long road and I appreciate every single moment of this. But yeah, sometimes it just gets to me that, yeah, do I have to do this? Do I want this for myself? Is it worth it to, like, I don't know, sleep 4 hours a day to get up and do my work and go to sleep at midnight? It's just sometimes it's really hectic because it's not just clicking around as we discussed. It's so much more background work that's going on because this is my business now and I have to manage it. And sometimes it's a big struggle to find motivation and, like, to keep going and ditch that self-doubt, because when I look at my pictures from day one to today, the the phase I went through and the improvement I went through is just unreal. So yeah, that's what keeps me sane. But yeah, sometimes I get that self-doubt.
Okay. Now, can you describe like any particular moment from your childhood that define who you are right now as a professional?
Oh, that's a really hard question. I have to think about it actually. Hmm.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah, it's a really good one. Thank you for that. Um, I can't really tell you just like one moment, but I know that my mom was always this kind person to everyone. And that's how I operate on the field as well and in my business as well. So I would say that my mom shaped me the most. I know it's not a moment, but yeah, she really made me the person I am today. Yeah, so maybe her. Yeah.
Okay, okay, that's a good one. Now, knowing this, how do you manage to stay competitive in this industry that you like correctly called it's dominated by guys,
Yeah.
but it's open up to women and to have like a fair like a fair level for everyone. So how you manage to stay competitive in this industry?
I feel like you have to always be open to learn new things and find new angles so you can keep up or bring in something new because that's how you stand out. That's the only way. You can't just like wing it if you want to make a career out of this because nowadays everybody is a photographer basically. You can buy a camera and call yourself a photographer,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it takes so much more to actually stay successful and like yeah to stand out. And I think you can do that with bringing in fresh perspectives, creative ideas, yeah, and sometimes weird ideas that works.
Okay, okay. Do you have any dream event that you want to like work in or photographing or just being an spectator and then just have your camera and just have it for you?
uh, Good question. um, don't know that.
No, okay. No worries. No worries. Now, okay, so this is like also you need to dig deep into your like into your archives because if you could photograph any athlete in the world and any time in history, who would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a great one because I feel like I'm photographing my favorite ones already. Like
Okay.
the guys in the league, and I know that sounds like a bullshit answer, but in the league, the guys I met already and photographed already, they shaped me so much that this is why I am like this today. Like their mindsets are unmatched, and I think I would choose someone from the pool I already worked with, or like these guys, because they are just amazing. And to me, personality is really important, and mindset is really important. And if this person's mindset is right, I'm gonna choose to work with him or her, and I don't care about fame or anything. If you work hard, you're working hard for your dream, let me showcase that because I love storytelling. I love stories like this, and just like, yeah, putting this out there that nobody sees this, that you're struggling and crying, and I don't know, you can't do that push up or something. Let's show that yeah, sometimes it takes like sweat and tears to get there, or maybe that's always the case. Sometimes you can get lucky, but mostly you have to work for it. Yeah, so to me that being famous doesn't really matter. If you're a good person, you're working hard, your mindset is right, I want to document that.
You mentioned that you want to share stories and that you want to expand the storytelling around sports and American football.
Yeah.
If you can choose one word, the way people are going to describe your work, or the way that they're going to remember it, which one will it be?
Real.
Real. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, if you could back in time and speak with Petra, 10-year-old Petra, what would you say to her?
Yeah, I remember her. She was struggling. She was looking for herself, who she is, who she wanted to be. And I would say that to her, we got this, and it's gonna get amazing. Just hang in there a bit more.
Okay. Okay. Now I want to before we finish the episode, I want to so you need I'm gonna say this phrase and then you need to give me one word that describe it the most accurate possible. Okay.
Okay.
Describe your work in one word. I mean, you mentioned it before, like the way
Mm-hmm.
you want to be remembered, but for you, describe it in one word.
Like right now,
Yeah, right
or
now, right now.
I think the word I would use is unreal.
Unreal. Okay.
Because everything is crazy right now. Like I can't believe that I'm doing this. And actually, I was thinking about this yesterday that I can't believe that this is happening. And things started to happen, and the hard work is really paying off. And unreal things are happening right now. So that's how I would describe the current state.
Okay. The second one. Um, One word to describe your journey so far.
Eventful.
Eventful.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. One word to describe, or one word that will describe your proudest moment in your career.
Ooh. I think emotional because I know if I get to that point where it's the highest, I'm gonna cry out of happiness, but I know I'm gonna be so emotional and happy as I usually am and grateful, but yeah, maybe grateful or emotional, yeah.
Okay. And well, we finished with that one. And now, um, there was a moment in your career that you said, I can't believe I'm here.
Yeah,
Which
every
one?
single day.
Every single day. Okay.
And
Anyone
last
in
season,
particular?
like last season when I went to the semi-final and championship game, especially the championship game when I was standing there with the top athletes of the league and the top photographers and the ELF media team and my best friend, I was just standing there and looking around in the stadium and I was like, I can't believe this, I made it. And I'm actually here. And this was just a dream a few years ago. And I'm actually having my media pass around my neck. I'm in my media vest and I'm just documenting this and I'm allowed to do this and people are happy to see me. It was just a really unreal moment. And actually from last year, that was one of the best weekends I had. So yeah, I'm just grateful for every single opportunity, but that one was really standing out. Also the semi-final one, but the championship game was unreal.
Okay. Okay. Uh, when you were like on the field, on the sideline, on the championship game, when was the moment just like, you know what, this is like, I need to lock in myself and just work myself off here? What was the moment?
Yeah, when I went up to the field, this was the I can't believe this I'm here moment before the team entrances. And then I just clicked that, okay, it's work mode. And I have to create amazing pictures to stand out and showcase that I can do much more than I usually do. Yeah, so it's usually like, yeah, I appreciate everything, but I think about it more when it's over and I just look back on the memories I had. But I'm trying to live in the moment and yeah, just focusing on documenting everything. But when there is something that's really unreal, I usually just take some time off basically to appreciate those moments. But it usually clicks instantly that yeah, I have to work.
Now we're coming to the last part of the episode. So it's time for you to share with us a bad idea that in the end turned out to be a good idea, or just a pure and simple bad idea.
Yeah, so actually, I had one that I prepared for this, as I told you that I had this one for so
Okay.
long, and it's from the semi-final game. Actually, I went there to basically have fun. My season was over with the Enthroners, and I was like, yeah, I have at least 2 more game days in me, and I went to the semi-final just to have fun, and it was a really tough game and I got really tired by the end. And there was this touchdown by Reese Horn, which I was like, yeah, I'm gonna document this, but I didn't pay too much attention because I was like, yeah, I got more than enough celebration shots. We don't need more. And his celebration turned out to be really epic. And I was like, looking around and just like slacking off. And I realized, oh, I have to document this because it looks amazing. and I messed up the pictures. Like the
Okay.
focus point was just off and everything was blurry. And I realized it after the game when I started to edit the pictures. And I found just one where
Uh-huh.
Reese was just like a silhouette and the fans
Okay.
were in focus and they were cheering. And I looked at it more and I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. This is Reese's perspective. This is what he sees. Maybe I can do something with this. And I just edited that. I saw it as an opportunity to like, yeah, just get away with it because I messed it up big time. I didn't pay attention. I usually don't do that. So that was the bad idea. And I just sent it to the league and everything. And actually, they used it for like so many times for their, I think, ticket promo for the championship game. And I
Okay.
think it's one of the most used pictures from me by the league ever. So it turned out to be something great.
That's pretty cool. That's an amazing story. That's an
Yeah,
amazing story. Congrats on that. Congrats on that.
thank you.
Uh, Finally, Petra, before I let you go, I want you to give us, well, to all the people who are watching this episode, like give us one advice for those who want to start working and start like, yeah, dedicating themselves to be a sports photographer or to be working in the sports industry.
Hmm. Uh, just thinking about that, maybe just trying to collect my
No
thoughts.
worries.
So, like, should I give tips for them, like how
Yeah, yeah,
to?
sure. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I think if someone wants to get into sports photography and they just want to try it out, I think one of the tips is that you don't have to start big. Just get some kind of equipment and go to your local club or pick a sport, get familiar with the rules, and just go out there and start because you can't wait around forever. You have to go out there and get and put yourself out there to actually do something. And yeah, just don't be scared. Just go out and start it. And the stuff that you have, the equipment doesn't really matter in the beginning because it's new. Everything is gonna be new. The bad camera too, and the good one too. So it just doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Just go out there and start it.
Okay, that's a good advice for sure. Um, Petra, I need to thank you for your time, for your amazing energy, for sharing with us personal, like the personal side of you and the professional side of you. We wish you all the best in all the projects that you're going on right now and with your secret project that you don't want to spill it out right
For
now. So
now.
we're gonna, for now, so we're gonna stay attentive to what's going on your career and with that secret project. So again, we thank you for your time, for your
Same.
dedication to the sport, and we wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
A pleasure. See you around.
Bye.